Travelers of Reddit, where do you never want to go again? Qatar. It's a bleak, horrible place full of extravagant wealth and slave labor. There is literally nothing to do as a tourist, except shuffle from shopping center to shopping center, all the while being treated as lessers by the locals. God knows why they think a World Cup there is going to improve anything. It won't. FIFA is being investigated into choosing Qatar as a site for the 2022 World Cup. You cannot hold a fucking football World Cup on 50+ °C weather. Also, slave labor is used for it and around 5,000 workers are estimated to die until the stadium is finished. LaGuardia Airport. What a terrible first impression of New York it makes. New York City can be shitty in a charming way, but LaGuardia is just pure awfulness with no redeeming characteristics whatsoever. First place, Gary, Indiana. And, in a very close second place, Baghdad, Iraq. Times Square on New Year's Eve. Went a few years ago, and it was awful. My girlfriend, her brother, his girlfriend and I ended up leaving, after about 2 hours trying to get at least a small view. Spent the new year in a Korean barbecue place instead, and it was a much better experience. Tuol Sleng Genocide Museum in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. The Khmer Rouge turned an inner city high school into a torture chamber. Implements of torture on display like some medieval dungeon. Photos of tortured and murdered prisoners line the walls. Relatives come to grieve. Extremely depressing. But everyone should see it once. Afghanistan. Hot and bombs. Did you do one of those vacations where you walk a lot, carry heavy stuff, and all the food comes in brown plastic bags? Auschwitz in Poland. You don't want to see it all again, it's haunting enough the first time. Jamaica. Super aggressive peddlers everywhere trying to sell garbage to you, and getting loud and upset when you don't want their garbage statues or t-shirts, or whatever. Always have a local show you around a place like that. I went with a friend who was born there, and the scammers backed off pretty damn fast when he switched from American to Jamaican accent mid-sentence. Also, fuck Kingston. The killing fields of the Khmer Rouge regime in Cambodia. It made death and destruction too real. And I'd never heard about it before. How many more of these were there? Bone-filled towers, exposed mass graves for men, women, and children. And then I stumbled upon the killing tree. I had planned a whole day there, but couldn't stomach it, and left soon after arrival. Bali. What a shithole that has had its culture destroyed by Ozzy Boggan's edit. A lot of people have mentioned that I have described Cuta, not Bali. Which is true. I have been to other parts of Bali and it's nice. But I'd still never go back there as there is other much more beautiful countries. I still think cultural Bali has been destroyed in a lot of the country. You went to the wrong part of Bali. Check out Ubud next time. That place was gorgeous. Vegas. Nothing to do except gamble and drink. Both are a lot of fun, but get boring and way too expensive pretty quick. I'm going to Vegas in a couple weeks for my second time. I thought the strip was pretty boring. Boo edit, it's cheap to fly there and warmer than where I'm coming from. I'm going to hike around Red Rock. Edit, thanks for all the great suggestions, folks. I'm glad this comment got so much attention. Khartoum, Sudan. There's no reason to go there if you're from anywhere else. Live there for a year. Never again. Hell on earth. On the bright side, I know I've seen the worst the world has to offer, so any place from now on can never be as bad. Flint, Michigan. Something tells you you're not safe when you have to order your $5 hot and ready through 3 of bulletproof glass. Bangkok. Love Thailand, but fuck that capital city. Polluted, people driving like maniacs, Super aggressive hawkers that never leave you alone. Scammers even outside major tourist spots. Don't think they like foreigners much at all over there. Phuket was another story. Had a wonderful break there. Madagascar. Went in the middle of the plague epidemic. That I didn't know about until I came back home. Learned that there's a plague outbreak every year. 2017's one was just bigger than usual. Never again. Kansas. The worst part of every great cross-country road trip, grinding through fucking Kansas. Dubai. There is absolutely no culture. I never thought I'd be put off by diversity someday, but Dubai did it to me. It is just fake. Fake and fake. There is nothing genuine in that city, and even the people are like carefully handpicked to represent what that city stands for, an unbridled, forced and insulting form of consumerism. And the locals are like zombies, lifelessly shuffling around in their luxury cars, and doing nothing interesting than just consuming and loafing. They don't even work, for fuck's sake. That city is just wrong on so many levels. Roads, Greece. I couldn't find a gyros in Greece. Due to all the steak and kidney pies and full English breakfast type restaurants. Who the fuck travels just to do the same shit they do at home? Disclaimer, this coming from an Aussie who has seen what parts of Bali are like due to us. Marrakech. Insane heat. The bottoms of my shoes melted due to the heat of the pavement, and everywhere there were signs of animal cruelty. Horses with scars on their backs, monkeys on chains posing for tourists, and hedgehogs in tiny cages, all exposed to the heat of the midday sun. On top of this, the magic of the souks turned out to consist of around 5 shops duplicated 1,000 times with all the same tourist tat. Murcia, Spain. Mainly due to my personal experiences there. Got stabbed in the back by the person I was meant to stay with / work for. Ended up sleeping rough for a while in that dingy city. Had to beat a man unconscious to prevent a robbery. Had to avoid a stalker. On top of that, I nearly died in the bus station. Of dysentery. Fucking dysentery. Like a medieval peasant. Newark, New Jersey. Went there to see UFC 128, and I was terrified. The area around the arena looked like where they filmed Escape from New York. Camden, New Jersey. Only place in America I've ever felt so immediately threatened I abandoned all traffic laws. Made one wrong turn, headed back from the aquarium, and in less than 5 minutes was in what looked like a war zone. The minute I came to my first stop sign, I was approached from 3 sides by locals. It was snowy, so I put it in 4-wheel drive and noped the fuck out of there, strategically avoiding any more stops, for any reason. Fuck Camden.